Hello everyone, so yes, I'm doing a collaboration with Claire's Crafty Corner and all other crafters who are invited, everybody's invited basically, for the collaboration of Halloween 2023. So I decided to do a skull door wreath. Now, a friend at work actually asked me to make this for her for a door. She's just moved into a new house, which is absolutely stunning, and she wanted a black and white themed door wreath to go on a door for Halloween. So how I start it off is I've got a 10-inch wire ring and I'm just adding some pipe cleaners. So I basically feed the pipe cleaner through the ring and I wrap it round the actual base of the ring and then wrap it round itself. It's easy to do and it does stay. You can actually glue these on if you need to, or you can actually buy the wreath forms ready-made. I have found they're quite expensive in the UK. I know they're cheaper in America, Australia, places like that. So hopefully you can get one. But I just add them round. I added 8 on the outside and 8 on the inside and just went round and added them all through. As you can see, for the inside, I doubled them over both of the rings and then just fed them through and twisted them round to make them secure. So now I'm just adding some 21-inch silver deco mesh. So in the UK, you can get this on Etsy, you can get it on Facebook. I actually got this from Costco. So last year I went to Costco and they were selling wired ribbon, around Christmas time it was, wired ribbon and the deco mesh. And it was quite cheap at the time. I think for 3 rolls of the 21-inch deco mesh, it was £8, which is an absolute bargain. On Etsy, you'll probably pay about that for a roll, plus postage and packaging. So if you do have a Costco card, get down there, get some pot. That's all I can say. So here I'm just using a small... No, I always forget what these are called. What they called. I can't remember. I'm using a small one anyway, just to secure that in place and making sure that the end that I've cut off, which is quite sticky outy, is on the inside of the wreath and not on the outside of the wreath, because I don't want anything scratching Vickie's door when she puts this onto the door. And then what I'm going to do is do 10-inch poofs. So I'm just dragging it along, placing it down in the centre of the pipe cleaner that I've just put on, and I'm wrapping that round a few times, and I do them 10 inches. Now you will get used to doing these, you like counting them, pulling it out, but you can use I've got a measuring mat there underneath so that I can measure it, and I do 10 inches and then just secure it down, and then we'll puff these up later. And I just basically go around doing that until the bottom edge of it, so the bottom pipe cleaners that I've put on, are full. So once I've completed the bottom, what I'll then do is I will pull the deco mesh into the centre towards the middle of the wreath, and I'll secure that down again just to make sure that it's secure and everything's in place so nothing pops off. So I'm just showing you there, you can actually cut it if you want to and then start again on the middle row or the centre row, but I choose to just secure it down again, make sure that it's tight and everything's in place, and then I just carry on and go round doing exactly the same 10-inch poofs in the centre. So once I've completed all the poofs, I'll just drag a little bit of the deco mesh out, I'll cut that off, and then I'll push it through the actual base of the wreath, so through the metal rings, and I'll secure that down as well. So then I just push through. Sometimes the actual pipe cleaners, as you're manoeuvring the thing about, can actually move. So I just push those back through, and then I go through and I poof them out basically. So I'm just putting my hands into the deco mesh and I'm pulling it apart just to make it fluff out. So once all that's done, you can see it's all nice and fluffy, so to speak. So now I'm going to add some 10-inch deco mesh and some webbing. So the 10-inch deco mesh, I actually got that off Etsy, and the webbing I actually got from The Range, which is a shop in the UK that does all sorts, basically it does everything. So I'm just cutting these in 10-inch pieces, and then I'm going to use those just to embellish parts of the wreath. Now I'm actually using a rotary cutter here, but you can just use a pair of scissors. It's just simple. So once they're all cut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them into little like rolls, and then I'm just going to add those in every other colour. So one black, one white, one black, one white, all around the actual deco mesh wreath where the ties are, just to give them that little bit of embellishment. I do apologise about the camera angle again, guys. I've still not finished off my craft room, so I really do need to do that. So once all that's complete, I then, I'd given Vickie a choice actually. Did she want a skull, did she want a lantern, or did she want a sign, excuse me, on the wreath? And she chose a skull. So meet Fred. And I'd also got these black and white pumpkins from B&M's in the UK, and they were all black and white little pumpkins. It was £5 for 12, I think there was in there, or 8, which I thought was a bargain. So I got those. So then I decided to choose the ribbon. So choosing ribbon can be an absolute nightmare. If anybody out there does make wreaths, you know what it's like. So I'd got all my black and white and grey and white and different coloured ribbons that I had together. And I'm just deciding which colours I want to use for the actual, ribbons on the wreath. So I ended up choosing the, gingham one, the plain grey, the spotty one, and then the which one? Other one? Oh, I'm not sure which other one I use now. You'll have to wait to the end to find out. So once they were all chosen, it was then time to stick Fred in. So do be liberal with the glue, but please be careful. Hot glue is hot glue for a reason, and it's very hot. So please do be careful when using a glue gun. If you're letting children use glue guns, make sure they're supervised. Let them help you, of course, but just make sure they're supervised. We don't want people being injured when they're using the glue guns. So liberal glue as well. Put lots and lots of glue on. They will stick. Some occasionally, if it gets really, really cold or really, really hot, the glue can either snap or it can melt. So just be aware of that. So I'm just popping basically Fred into the hole in the centre of the wreath now. Of course, that hole's been filled by the mesh, which gives him some security. But I'm just popping him in there, making sure he's nice and secure. I will turn the wreath over and I'll make sure he's secured from the back as well, just so that he doesn't fall out, basically. So once once Fred was secure and in place, it was then time to make a bow. So I decided to add a bow under his chin, so it looked a bit like a dicky bow. So I was going for that theme. I'm not the best bow maker. I have to use one of these bow making little contraption things to make a bow. But I tried it and I think it looked really, really nice once it was completed. So I did 10-inch tails for the spider ribbon. I love this ribbon. I think it's brilliant. I've had this for 2 years. I once did a really big wreath with the spider ribbon and some ant ribbon, and it looked really, really nice. Excuse me. But so I started with the spider wreath. I did 10-inch tails and I did 7-inch loops on it. And then I just cut that down, and then I just added other different ribbons, just a little bit smaller loops, smaller tails, just to make it look pleasing to the eye, really. I really do need to start scripting these videos, I think. What do you think? I like go through and I watch the video, and as I'm like cutting it down, and then I do the voiceover as I'm watching it. Oh, excuse me, that's the dog. But I really do think I need to start scripting it. So once I'd put all the layers on the bow and I'd got it how I liked it, I then just use a pipe cleaner. I carefully lift up the middle of the bow and I pop the pipe cleaner through. I just fold the pipe cleaner over and put the rounded edge of it to the front of the bow, and then I just give it a good twist on the back, make sure it's tight, and then you can fluff out the bow. I tend to fluff out the bows, and then once I've got it onto the wreath, I need to fluff it out again because you do squash them down as you're going along. So don't worry about it at this stage. Get it onto the wreath and then start fluffing it out. So to actually put this on the wreath, what I'm going to do is feed the pipe cleaner through the decor mesh, and then I'm going to secure it to the actual wreath frame. Don't be afraid of pushing it through the decor mesh. Just pop it through. It can go through quite easily once you start. Just move the decor mesh about a bit if you need to, and push it through, and then secure it onto the wreath frame. So once it was on and I'd fluffed it out, I just basically cut the fishtails. So I'm folding over I'm sorry it's out of view again. I'm folding over the ribbon and I'm just cutting it so it makes a fishtail. And I'll do that with all the ribbon that's on the bow. So once the bow was all complete, it was then time to make the ribbon tails. So I'm just using the ribbon. I'm doing them 12 inches. You can do them larger, you can do them smaller, it's up to you. I like to use the 12 inches. So I'm just measuring them out and cutting them. I must make myself a ribbon roller. I really should. It would be a lot simpler. But once I've cut all those, I will then fishtail them all. So I'm cutting 14. I'm doing 7 of each colour because I'm doubling up on each of them. I'm only doing 14 because obviously where the bow is, you won't see under there anywhere, so I don't need to put any underneath the bow. So I'm fishtailing them. I'm just cutting away from myself, obviously, and then cutting towards the wired edge just to make the fishtail. So once they're all cut, I'll then move all the remnants that are left. The first time I ever did a wreath, I didn't move all these little bits. Oh my God, the mess on the floor. Yeah, just make sure that you do remove all the little bits that you've cut off, and make sure you pick anything up off the floor, especially if you've got pets or anything like that, any children wandering about with no shoes on, because it's his wired ribbon and it can leave little bits of wire everywhere. So just make sure you get it all and you move it all out of the way. So then, to make it easier to put the actual ribbon onto the wreath, I then put them in piles. So I do whichever colours I want together, and I stack one on top of the other. It's just easier that way, and it makes the process quicker. So to be honest with you guys, this wasn't the video I had in mind for the collaboration, but I've just found that the days are running away with themselves. Do you think that as well? I mean, you blink and it's going to be Christmas. I can't believe it. So now I'm just adding the ribbon tails onto the wreath. So I put the tails together, I fold them in the middle. So I fold them face to face in the middle, so the best face of the ribbon towards itself. And then I scrunch where I folded and just flip it. You'll see here I like move it down, so that makes it easier to get onto the wreath. And then I just secure that with the pipe cleaners, so I'll just pop it in. This is not a very good angle even. But you will see along the video a better angle. So I just pop them in and I cross over the pipe cleaners, just secure it into place. So this is a better angle here, guys. So I'm just folding over the ribbon like I've shown you, and then I'll pop it in between the pipe cleaners and just twist the pipe cleaners on top. If you twist them 2 or 3 times, that should make them secure. And then if you don't want the pipe cleaners to be shown, and obviously I don't because I used coloured pipe cleaners because I didn't have any black and white ones, you can actually just fold that over and tuck it underneath the ribbon. So that means that the pipe cleaners can't be seen. Or you can even cut them off, but I'm too lazy to do that. And as you'll see, I'm just separating the ribbons, so I'm just pulling them apart and splaying them out just to make them cover more of the wreath. So once all the ribbon tails are in and you're happy with the placement of them all, you're happy with the colours and everything, I've been known to put ribbons onto wreaths, look at it and think, no, I don't like that one. And I take it all apart and start with new ribbons. So don't if that does happen, it happens to all of us. So once all the ribbons are on, it was then time to add the pumpkins. So I'm going to glue these on around the skeleton. I did have the idea that I might put some like skewers into the bottom of them, secure them in so that they would pop out of the wreath. But then I thought, no, I'll just glue them actually onto the wreath, and I put them in the centre of the ribbon tails so that it looked really pretty actually. So as you can see, I'm just deciding where I want them to go, and I did like this boo one and I wanted that to be prominent so that you could see it. You will see when I start gluing them on, I didn't let the hot glue gun warm up enough and it wouldn't stick. Yeah, make sure your hot glue gun does actually warm up enough for it to make the glue hot for a start and secure it, because it's when it starts cooling down that it actually fixes itself to whatever you're gluing it to. Yeah, I definitely need to start scripting these videos. Oh, I've just listened back to it now and I thought I'm going to have to start again. It all sounds like gobbledygook. But anyway, we'll go with the flow. So I'm using lots of glue again. Just make sure that you use plenty of glue so that it sticks to the actual, wherever you're sticking the item to, so it's sticking to the wreath. The more the better, really. Don't be worried about any glue tails or anything like that. You can take those off afterwards. And if you can see bits of the glue, you can always disguise it, you can colour it, you can do different things. So don't worry about that. So at different times when I'm making a wreath, I actually hang it up on one of my internal doors and just to check it. And when I hung it up, I decided that it needed something else. So I added some well, it's not greenery, it's blackery, but just some picks to make it look better. So what do you think? What would you do differently? There you can see the bits that I've added on. Would you do anything different? Please leave a comment and let me know what you would do. And please do like the video if you liked it. And also consider subscribing. I'm hoping to have 1,000 subscribers by Christmas. That's my Christmas wish. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.